Today we're going to be making a chicken tagine with preserved lemons and olives. It's probably the most popular chicken dish in Morocco. What's really nice about this dish is that it's got loads of zesty, spring-like, almost Mediterranean flavours, but it's also a stew, so it's really nice and warming and hearty as well, which is good with the weather's not so nice. So we're going to start the tagine with some red onions, which add a really nice sweetness to the dish, and some garlic. The spices that we're going to use are 2 sweet spices, ginger and cinnamon, as well as some saffron, which is really typically Moroccan, salt for seasoning, and we're going to put in some lemon juice for sharpness. These preserved lemons, which you find actually in lots of major supermarkets these days, as well as more specialist shops, they add some nice salty bitterness to the dish. Got some violet olives, which again are typically Moroccan, some parsley and a whole lot of coriander. And obviously the star of the show, some chicken thighs. I think use thighs rather than breasts because they add so much more flavour to the dish. Then we've just got some water and some oil. To make this dish, you need a really wide bottomed pan. You can use a proper Moroccan tagine if you've got one. I'm going to use this nice heavy based pot here. A little bit of oil in. This is olive oil. Vegetable oil would also be fine. Chop the onions lengthways rather than across. This is just because it looks much more attractive in the finished dish. Then with the garlic, just crush it to remove the skins. Then we're actually going to crush it in a pestle and mortar with the salt, just to make a sort of paste. So once you've got a nice paste, you can chop the preserved lemons. We're not going to use all of both lemons because they're quite salty and bitter. So I'm just going to chop the pulp of one of the lemons, just take it out like this. And then cut the peel into thin strips. With the second lemon, we're just going to use the peel. Use your knife to remove that. Don't worry too much if you get any of the flesh on there. And then again, cut that into thin strips like the first lemon. The parsley you want about 2 tablespoons once chopped. A small handful of sprigs should be fine. Use the stems as well. They all add flavour to the dish. Then do the same with the coriander. Use about the same amount as with the parsley and keep some back for the garnish. Okay, now we're ready to start cooking. So put your heavy bottom pan onto a really low heat. First off, add the onions to the pan and spread them out so you've got a nice layer of onion. Next, add basically the rest of the ingredients. The preserved lemons, the herbs, move that fellow there, and your spices, so the ginger and the cinnamon, then your saffron water and the garlic that you crushed with the salt. Then toss that all together. You sort of smell the ginger and the cinnamon and the saffron. It just really smells mouth-watering. Once that's all mixed together nicely and you've got a nice base covering the pan, add your chicken. Just arrange it on top in one layer. And then we're going to add the liquid. So we've got juice of half a lemon. Squeeze that over the top. Then your water. Finally, your olives. We're just going to leave this to cook now, covered. It's really important that you've got a lid that fits your dish really tightly, whether you're using a tagine or not, because that will just ensure that everything cooks through. We're going to leave it for about 45 minutes until the chicken is really tender and you've got a lovely reduced chickeny sauce. Halfway through, turn over the chicken just to make sure that it picks up that lovely golden colour of the sauce. The tagine has been cooking for about 45 minutes, so looks pretty done to me. I'm going to serve it with couscous. You could also go for a flatbread if you prefer. Will do. And now add the chicken. As you can see, the chicken skins have taken on a really nice golden colour from the saffron. And then to finish it off, just a sprinkle more of fresh coriander And there we have it, chicken tagine with preserved lemons, olives and hot couscous.